Welcome to Aging Untold. More than 60 million Americans provide care for a family member. Most are women and over half are 50 or older. And because caregiving is so demanding, many often skip checkups, lose sleep, and endure chronic stress, putting their physical and mental health at serious risk. Sam, how can we detect this early so caregivers don't become the invisible patient?
Well, you know, in the medical world, we keep charts and we keep track of everything. The one thing we don't chart is our caregivers. They're completely uncharted. We're not checking in on them. We're not checking up on them. We're not keeping track of them. And, you know, they're the highest, they're the largest unpaid, unsupported, untrained workforce in this country. And we're not giving them what they need. So if you truly want to care for the patient, you have to care for the person that's supporting them. And so we in the community, we as the professionals, we actually need to do a better job. And the caregivers themselves that are out there, I get it. Everybody says, you know, take a break, find respite, go out to eat, do lunch, go see your girlfriends. And you're like, when? When can I do that? And you can't. Most of them can't. Most of them don't have the time. And you know that.
Right.
And so I say, find an online support system. Find an online support system, but find education. Because the more you know and the more you understand, the less frustrated you are and the less anxiety you're going to have.
Yeah, because you really are learning on the job.
You
so
are.
The more you can learn, the easier it could be. There's, you know, one particular tip could really change everything for you, and
Sure.
just to normalize what you're going through.
And don't be ashamed to ask for help. One of the first things is self-recognition that, man, I'm losing it. You know, when you start having that decision fatigue, you don't know what to do and all that, you just need some help. And it's okay because you're human. Right. You're human. And we understand that society and the medical field, we really have failed because every time we have someone who's needing a caregiver, it should be, like you said, 2 charts.
Yeah.
Part A and Part B.
Right.
That's what we should be checking it. Because if we don't, the decline is in the caregiver quicker than the person they're taking care of because they do such a great job. So now the caregiver is now going to be the patient, except for we don't have a diagnosis.
Right. Right.
I remember I had an intervention done on me, I'm embarrassed to say. I was taking care of my dad and working, and the intervention with the staff was, you need to get help. You need help. So I was a bad example, but I remembered that when I need help the most, I say no. So I would say to a caregiver that's out there, if you're grappling with do you need help or not, practice saying yes. If someone reaches out and says, can I, you know, take your trash out for you? Can I, you know, mow your lawn? Can I, if you're inclined to say no, just make yourself say yes so you can learn. It's like a muscle memory.
I've got one better. Don't say, can I? Just do it. I think we need to learn to just step in and take over and do some of those things to help these exhausted caregivers.
Yeah.
The other part is it's okay to say no, especially when somebody's asking you to do more as a caregiver. Well, can you just do the, no. Know the limits. You're already strapped.
Point
Right.
well taken.
And for siblings and other family members, really have some pity on that caregiver, because sometimes the caregivers are so picked on by everyone. They're second guessed all the time. They're criticized, and that's really not fair. Understand how difficult this is. And of course, we mentioned women, and I want to say how many men have stepped up to take care of their moms and their dads. And even when you're not the hands-on caregiver, you're just managing all the phone calls, you're sending the heating and air guy, you're managing the meds, you're just handling all the sometimes strange phone calls that come, you're dealing with the pharmacies. This can lead to heart attack. This can lead to a lot of problems. It is really stressful, and so we really need to look out for all caregivers and understand that you are a caregiver. If you're running errands and doing things for a parent or someone, you're already a caregiver.
Yeah.
If you don't think you know somebody that's a caregiver, think about it like this. 40% of all the workforce in the U.S. is also working as a caregiver. They're going home after putting in a full day.
Yeah, it's going to show up anxiety, depression, your blood pressure is going up. Yeah.
And don't be a martyr out of a sense of duty or shame or guilt. And if families are already saying, Mom, as soon as you're ready, we're ready to help move Dad into memory care, say yes, so that you can go back to being a spouse again rather than a hands-on caregiver and the anchor, and you can protect your own health and be there for your kids later. And then one of my favorite words is leverage. Where can I get leverage? Where can I get help? And be very curious and very resourceful on what's out there that could help you. Preventing caregiver burnout is preventative health, and we really need to look out for each other.
And there are resources. So there's a lot of nonprofits that can help with respite care. I know we have them in our area. They hire companies like my own and send caregivers in to give respite care.
What is respite care?
Respite is giving the primary caregiver a break. So the terminology basically says you're the primary caregiver. I'm going to give you a respite, which is your rest, so you can go do something, get away, go to a class,
Go to a
go
wedding.
to a nap. Go take a nap.
Sometimes they don't go anywhere. They just go to the other room.
Go take a shower. You know, so you can do something. Go to your grandson's graduation. That respite support. So there are a lot of nonprofits that do that. There are some government programs. Check with your local Department of Aging and Support Services and see what's available in your area, because what we have may not be what's there for you.